Memorial Day weekend is typically one of the busiest travel periods of the year, and experts say this Memorial Day is set to cap a new record. Thanks for joining us on Western Mass News at 6. I'm Audrey Russo. Chris and Jordan are off tonight. Western Mass News reporter Leon Purvis is live at the Ludlow Plaza, where he caught up with travelers who hit the roads for the unofficial start of summer. Leon?
Yeah, Audrey, cars are hitting the Mass Pike going back home from their destinations. Also, people are consistently stopping here at this rest stop. Most of them still wearing masks. Now, at least 37 million people are expected to have traveled more than 50 miles over the holiday weekend. Some of the people I spoke with say because more family members and friends are fully vaccinated, they feel a bit more at ease to go on a weekend trip. One person I caught up with from Cambridge and went to the Berkshires this weekend, he tells me his main concern was traffic on his way back east.
Not bad, actually. The traffic hasn't been too bad, so that was the main concern because I've definitely noticed traffic picking up in the last few weeks in general, but so far no really bad Memorial Day traffic. So it was nice being out there. It was good to see that people are still taking COVID precautions seriously. Because I think, like everybody, I want us to be totally past this.
Nationwide CDC data shows 10 states have reached President Joe Biden's goal of vaccinating at least 70% of adults with at least one dose. Massachusetts is among one of those 10 states, and it looks like many people are ready to make up for lost time after more than a year of COVID-19 restrictions. So this Memorial Day weekend is the kickoff to a busy summer travel. For now, live in Ludlow, Leon Purvis, Western Mass News.
Taking a look at our weather now, while not ideal for Memorial Day commemorations, right now it looks like it's starting to get better. For our full forecast, Janna, tell us what we've got.
Yeah, Audrey, it's finally starting to improve a little bit, of course, right at the end of this holiday weekend. But today, at least, it stayed mostly dry for all the services held. Now, compared to Christmas Day, Memorial Day actually ending up, I think, a little bit cooler, or maybe about the same temperature. I have to wait and see how it updates. But so far today in Springfield, 61. Christmas Day, if you remember back then, we hit 62 degrees. Just give you a little bit of perspective. Current conditions, we're at 61 right now, partly cloudy skies finally. Breezes are out in the northwest, so it is feeling kind of cool out there again this evening, but at least we have the sunshine, and that makes such a huge difference. Temperatures have risen to 60 in North Adams and Charlemont. We're still hanging on to the low 60s throughout much of the Pioneer Valley, and it is blustery. Wind occasionally is gusting up over 20 miles an hour right now, but wind is expected to ease as we get closer to sunset. Looks like we're done with the wet weather, and cloud cover is going to continue to decrease. Looks like we'll have some clear sky right as the sun goes down, but then clouds are going to gradually start building back in again overnight tonight. We'll be dropping fast through the 50s and eventually back into the 40s through tomorrow morning. A little bit of fog possible if the cloud cover holds off, but we should have a partly to mostly cloudy Tuesday on the way. If you're doing some outdoor dining, you're just itching to get outdoors and do something, it's looking pretty good tomorrow with temperatures climbing toward the middle 70s, light breezes out of the west, and then it starts getting hot and humid this week. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. Audrey?
Janna, thank you. Now, we won't have a report on the COVID-19 cases or vaccinations tonight because of Memorial Day, but the latest data from the State Department of Public Health indicates more than half of the Bay State's population is fully vaccinated against the coronavirus. More than 3.4 million people have received the second dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, and over 4 million have gotten at least one dose. It may feel strange for some to take the mask off, even if you are vaccinated. Wearing a face mask or a face covering may even seem like second nature at this point. Western Mass News reporter Matt Sotilli is getting answers on how those in our area feel and what reactions they're receiving from the public.
Yeah, well, Audrey, I reached out to Western Mass residents to feel out what is the comfort level with unmasking, and I received some mixed reactions, but overall the consensus seemed to be, well, it depends on the environment.
I feel like I've done my responsibilities in getting vaccinated, and now I should be okay to not wear my mask in public. So
Nathan Ribeiro is comfortable taking his mask off. He even told me he's excited to return to the concert scene this summer.
I actually got a couple concert tickets already for next month, so I'm looking forward to that.
However, he does add he's not leaving his mask at home just yet if he sees others with it on.
Depends on where it is. If it's a very high traffic place, then sometimes I take my mask with me.
Another Ludlow resident adds he'll be joining over 17,000 Bruins fans at TD Garden tonight, but still taking precautions.
You still have to be cautious. Not everyone out there is vaccinated, and this coronavirus is no joke.
We also took our questions to FRONTERA Grill in Chicopee. One guest agrees. He also tends to follow the crowd, at least for now.
If the majority of people are wearing masks, I'll carry one.
Manager Roger Johnson tells us it's been a mixed bag for guests.
It is 6 of one, half dozen other. We do have a lot of people that we know are vaccinated that are still coming in masked up just because of the nervousness.
Johnson feels comfortable shedding the mask at work and trusts the CDC guidance.
Me, on my aspect, is I'm vaccinated. As soon as I could take my mask off, it was coming off.
And he said he's seen the mixed reactions firsthand, but things are going well at FRONTERA.
You do see people that are nervous still. You know, they come in, they see people with their mask on, they see people with their mask off, and you get a little side eye here and there, but for the most part, people are very happy with how things are going.
Johnson adds that as for the restaurant, not much has changed in regards to sanitation measures during the new reopening. And for Western Mass residents, only 3 days into the new reopening phase, only time will tell how we adjust and adapt to this new normal. Reporting live in Ludlow, Matt Satilli, Western Mass News.
Western Mass News is your reopening authority. While the mask order was relaxed over the weekend, many indoor businesses were able to lift capacity limits as well. Interstate 91 South was one of many businesses that struggled over the last year as the pandemic kept its doors closed. But the owner tells us he's thrilled to be able to welcome guests back at full capacity. Western Mass News reporter Lexi Oliver stopped by the rink, and she has more.
With the state rolling back its restrictions this weekend, Interstate 91 is now able to open at full capacity. And guests tell us they're excited to be back. Very happy to be back. Interstate 91 South seeing big crowds this Memorial Day as the rain kept people indoors. Owner Robert Gould tells Western Mass News he bought the rink in January of 2020 after working there 10 years as general manager. But just months after the purchase, the coronavirus pandemic closed their doors.
So it was real difficult with the pandemic and being shut down, especially being a new business owner. It was kind of scary.
But after 11 long months of uncertainty, people were able to skate once again starting in early March. And now, with cases trending downward in the state and Governor Baker loosening masking capacity guidelines on May 29th, Gould says they had a busy Memorial Day weekend.
And the rainy weather always drives people indoors, so we're happy about that. But we know a lot of people want the nice weather to come, and it's going to happen. But yeah, business has been pretty good since we reopened.
He tells us fully vaccinated guests and staff members aren't required to wear masks, but they're still taking measures to keep everyone safe.
We're still monitoring our staff's health, and we're going to take their temperature on the way in, but we're no longer taking the customers' temperatures.
And he says the response from guests has been great, which is something we certainly saw for ourselves on Monday.
I didn't like last year because it was closed.
It's nice because we absolutely love this place. It's our favorite, one of our favorite places to go.
Gould says he's relieved to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
But we're still here. We're happy that we made it through, and now we're just looking forward to people skating again.
In Wilbraham for Western Mass News, I'm Lexi Oliver.
Despite today's dreary weather, Memorial Day ceremonies were held across Agawam today, including a parade. Agawam Mayor Bill Sapelli and Town Veteran Services officials held ceremonies this morning at the Springfield Street Cemetery, American Legion Post 185, and the South Westfield Cemetery. The ceremony included a gun salute and wreath laying to commemorate servicemen and women who are no longer with us.
As everyone knows or should know, that this is a somber type of remembrance holiday. It's not a celebration. It's a somber recognition of those who gave their lives over the years in battle to defend our freedom.
Pandemic restrictions lifted, more people were able to gather this year. Those who participated in this year's Memorial Day parade included an Agawam school band, bagpipers, and local sports teams. Taking you across the state now, Governor Charlie Baker filing a bill today in honor of veterans who have lost their lives to service-related injuries, including PTSD. The bill would establish the Massachusetts Medal of Fidelity, which would be presented by the Massachusetts National Guard to families of those veterans. Memorial Day commemorations continuing across the state tonight. Among them in Boston, the USS Constitution fired a 21-gun salute in honor of fallen service members. The guns fired once a minute for 21 minutes straight. Starting at 12 noon, Old Glory raised to full height after the gun salute as a tribute to military members who are no longer with us. The USS Constitution has an immense historical significance. It's the oldest commissioned warship in the world that's still afloat. It played critically important roles in the Barbary Wars and the War of 1812. New developments out of Connecticut tonight in the murder case of a woman accused of killing 3 people in Griswold. 26-year-old Ruth Correa has pleaded guilty to 3 counts of murder. She and her brother are accused of killing Kenneth and Janet Lundquist and their son back in 2017. Police say it was a drug deal gone wrong. As part of a plea deal, Correa will testify against her brother in exchange for a 40-year prison sentence. If the case went to trial, she could have been sentenced to 180 years if convicted.